How's it going, YouTube? It's FuzzyXYZ here. Now today I'm going to bring you a tournament report from this weekend. If you don't know, it was the UK Nationals over here in the UK, and it was held in Birmingham. And like I said in my previous video, I went down, my whole team went, and it was an amazing weekend overall. So I thought I'd bring you my deck profile and like I said, a tournament report of how I did personally. And then talk about some little special things and that after, about some stuff that happened and this, that and the other. So I thought I'd get onto my deck profile first. Obviously you probably have guessed by now that I was running Prophecy. My overall result was X4. There were 10 rounds of Swiss. So I did pretty good. I definitely did better than last year at Nationals, so I was proud. I was proud that I could represent Prophecy and do well with it. And overall, I felt the deck was more or less perfect, and there was probably nothing that I could change. So let's go to the deck profile. So the first cards are 3 High Priestess of Prophecy, obviously the main card of the deck. I absolutely love this card. Funnily enough, I didn't get Special Summoners a lot than what I thought I would. To be honest, most of the matches that I did actually win was because of just basic beatdown and overlaying and stuff like that. So I hardly special summon her. Mostly I got her out with Temperance. But obviously when you do have Priestess on the field, you more or less win games anyway. The next card is 3 Magician of Prophecy, also the main search of the deck. Get your engine running. It was amazing going first when you can go this into Secrets, Master, Tower, and then you can start drawing 2 cards per turn. I played the 2 Justice. Justice worked amazing all weekend. This is like one of my outs to Ophion. This and Power can just get over it, and then if they have back row protection, just Wisdom, and then during the end phase you can just search for the Priestess and special summon it next turn. I absolutely love this card. I played 1 Temperance. Before the event, we had to actually pre-register on the Friday, and I was contemplating whether to put in the 3rd Justice or keep the Temperance, and I'm actually glad that I kept the Temperance, to be honest, because like I said, I mostly got Priestess out by this. I hardly drew spellbooks all day, to be honest, and when I did draw spellbooks on this, I was actually relieved to see this, and I'm glad I kept it in because this actually won me games. Next 2 cards are Breaker the Magical Warrior. Breaker put in so much work over the weekend, baiting out them back rows, popping. The fact that it's a 19 body with the counter means that you can just start pushing for damage over their big stuff. You can crash into T-Kings and stuff like that, which is absolutely amazing. Next card is 2 Veiler. Veiler put in work game 1. Half the time I actually sided it out because I did play some really iffy matchups over the weekend, to be honest. But Veiler put in work there. Especially in the game 1, I managed to synchro a lot with it. So that helped me out a lot. And the next card was 2 Tragodia. 2 Tragodia did, to be honest, absolutely nothing over the weekend. I hardly saw it. I think the only time that I actually saw this card was in round 8, I believe. I think that's the one. And it was only in game 2 that I actually saw it. I sided it out most of the time because it just wasn't working out, to be honest. And I'm glad that I don't actually play this in the new Tachyon version. By the way, Tachyon wasn't legal for this Nationals. I know it was throughout the world, and because it was on the release, etc. You'll probably see my other video saying it wasn't legal, but back onto the subject, Tragodia, it didn't really do much, to be honest. Onto the spells, 2 Grand Tower. This put in so much work. I actually got EVV'd and I drew into the tower. It got destroyed, special summon the Priestess from deck, and that actually won me a game. So this card is absolutely amazing. The fact that you're plusing 1 every turn, and it's just absolutely amazing. Like, your opponent even fears to storm if they don't have the MST, because either way, if they don't MST this in the standby phase when you activate it, you are getting pluses either way, and it just works absolutely amazing. 2 Masters put in work, copying them Masters, copying them Secrets, and it's just an overall amazing card. Triple Secrets, best card for searching. This and Magician just puts in work so much for the entire weekend. Best card in the deck, 2 Spellbook of Fate. This won me so many games, it's unbelievable. I'm actually considering putting this up to 3 in the new Judgment version because it is that good. I absolutely love this card. It was hardly ever dead. If I draw 2 I kind of wish it were another spellbook, but to be honest, this just won me most of the games by itself. Next card is 2 powers. Yes, I have my ulti ones, which absolutely sexy. And I finally got these, and it just looks absolutely amazing, to be honest. And the card put in so much work. This is like one of your outs to Ophion. Like more or less this and any card in your deck can just get over Ophion. Ophion is like more or less the bane of this deck, but as soon as I see this, I just absolutely love it. Now, only 1 spellbook alive. I cut this down from 2, if you've probably seen my previous builds. I was doing some testing with my teammates, and I found that I was drawing 2 life in my opening hand, and they were just both dead. And I could obviously like reveal them both in another spellbook for Priestess, but if there was a bottomless or something like that, like obviously you kind of wish that it was like a wisdom or something, but also like I said, if it gets bottomless or deep prison, then they're just dead anyway. So I thought I'd cut it down from 2 to 1, and just due to the fact that you can recycle it by tower, or if you banish it with Fate or Priestess, then you can just bring it back with Eternity. And it did put in a lot of work, to be honest. Like this and Reborn, it's just absolutely amazing. The next spell card is Triple Wisdom. To be honest, I actually decided like one of these out more or less every game, match and round, to be honest. Just due to the fact that I was siding in some, obviously a bit more back row protection. But Wisdom is just absolutely amazing card. I don't know why when you add this to your hand and you special in Priestess or something like that, people's always bottomless, and it's just a waste of card, to be honest, because Wisdom just puts in so much work. The next card is Eternity. Obviously puts in work as well. You banish a lot during this deck with Fate and with Priestess, and adding them spellbooks back is essential. Starhole, this is probably, this and Fate were MVPs of the entire day. Putting this, like especially when you Priestess first turn against Evil Swarm, and just activating the secrets, so it gains a counter. So the only way they could probably get around it is if they crash with Gem Knight Pearl, because obviously if this gains a counter, then Ophion can't get over it. So this putting it in work. If people destroyed it, I just get to add a free search, which is absolutely amazing. The next cards are Storm, Hole and Reborn. To be honest, I actually sided out a couple of these during some of my games, especially cards like Dark Hole and Storm, especially against Evil Swarm and the Mermail matchup. Because to be honest, all it does is be a 1-for-1. It was good against the rogue matches and everything like this, but I usually actually sided these out, but obviously they're still standard and essential and just amazing cards. Now the next card is 2 cards that I actually put in for this event. I've been testing them for like a couple of weeks now, because I obviously haven't uploaded my deck profile in a couple of weeks due to the fact that I wanted to keep some secrecy for Nationals, and that is 2 MST. Now people are actually shocked when I set one, and in game 1, like especially against Fire Fists and Mermails, to the fact that in game 1 I actually set this, and then when they activate their tankies or spheres and everything, I just flipped it up in MST, and they were so shocked, they didn't expect it. It put in so much work getting rid of them cards, and even baiting out them back rows. Like I said, these and Wisdoms is just so much back row destruction and protection. It's unbelievable. And the only 3 traps that I played was the 3 Threatening Roar. I obviously cut down the 2 Compulse. I cut down 2 Compulse for the MSTs, because I thought the MSTs was such a power card in this format, or this previous format should I say now, and the Threatening Roars were just worked out absolutely amazing. I could just stall for game and then like overlay with Magicians and stuff like that into Shining Elves, into Gatches, or into Daggerstow Phoenix, and it just put in so much work. Onto the extra deck. I'll get that here. Oh, here we go. Extra deck, 1 Big Eye. I used this twice during the whole event against a hero player. 1 Hierophant. I actually put this into my extra deck due to the fact that if I did have 2 Priestess on the field, and if I went into Big Eye, then I might need the Big Eye for late game, so I wanted to put this in for another level 7. I actually got it out once and I nuked someone's entire back row with this card. The level 4s are Maestroke and Cowboy. Never got Maestro out, and I actually got Cowboy for game round 1, which is absolutely amazing. Temtempo and Zen mains. I think I didn't make the Temtempo, but I made the Zen mains by normal summoning a Dead Temperance, and I reborned their Abyssland. Was it Abyssland? No, what was it? I can't remember. I reborned a level 3. I can't remember who it was against. Sorry. What was it now? Oh, I reborn someone's tour guide and overlaid and went into Zen mains, and Zen mains won the game. The rank 2 Shining Elf, Phoenix and Gachi, got all these out. These just put in so much work. The Phoenix for putting in damage, the Shining Elf against Fire Fists is amazing because they normal summon their G-Morbs, you activate this effect and they can't get over it. And Gachi, I used this to stall out for a bit, obviously putting my Priestess up to 2-9, which worked out amazing. The Synchros, one Scrap Dragon, I never got this out. Crimson Blader, I got this out in the mirror match and attacked over so they couldn't special on their Priestess next turn. Arcanite Magician as the only level 7. I took out the Black Rose for the Crimson Blader just because I didn't make Black Rose a lot and I was kind of like destroying my own towers and my own star holes. Yeah, you can get the plus off star hole, but you can't get it off tower. It's only when your opponent destroys it. And I left in the Arcanite Magician because it's a spellcaster. To be honest, I didn't make it whatsoever in the thing, but it's just there just in case. Tempest Magician as the level 6. This won me the whole of round 1. I'll explain that in a minute, but this actually put in a lot of work. TG Hyper Librarian, made this once. I'll explain that in a minute, but I only got it out once. I didn't attack or anything like that, but I just simply used it. And Catasta, I think I used Catasta once, I'm not quite sure. Obviously it's been like 2 days now since the main event. But Casta's obviously in there with TG Hyper Librarian because she can just break her and veil her and synchro into it. Now on to the side deck. Let me just get this out of the way. The side deck was 2D Warrior Ladies. These actually won me a game versus Evil Swarm. They actually thought it was a face down Penguin Soldier. Flip this off, banish this and the Ophion. I sided in against Gadgets as well, but unfortunately I didn't see him. I was talking to my teammates and I was talking to like Jamie the Kid 00 and this, that and the other, and we were discussing about this card. And originally I had the Tsukiyomi's in, but I thought this just puts in so much work, they don't expect it. So the fact that it doesn't target as well is absolutely amazing. It's just like fate, and I am so glad I actually put this in. Triple D Fisher, I only played against one Mermail, but I didn't see these whatsoever, so that was the only time that I actually sided it in. One MST, obviously put this in against the Fire Fist matchup and the Gadgets etc, just to get rid of them back rows. Obviously putting 3 Mystical Stay Typhoon in games 2 and 3 with Wisdoms and this, that and the other means more protection, especially when you have these bad boys. 2 Decree, I sided this in quite a lot, but I only saw it against Chainburn round 1. Not Chainbound, it was Final Countdown in round 1. So it did actually stall me out enough so I could actually win. 2 Rivalry Warlords, side this in against the Evil Swarm matchup, and it won me game 2. It just put in so much work. It shut down all his Exceed plays, and he couldn't do anything because I had a Priestess and a Shining Elf on the field, so he couldn't do anything basically. 2 Finish Chain, put this in against Fire Fist, and so I couldn't negate the bears. I also hit once, to be honest. But it did put a lot of work in. I kind of wish that I'd changed these for something else, but to be honest I can't think of what I would have actually sided in for. Maybe actually 2 Breakthrough Skills, to be honest. I think Breakthrough Skill is now a better card than Fiendish Chain, to be honest. And the final side deck card was Triple Mancrush. I put this in because a lot of decks at the minute do searching. Obviously against Mermails, if they reveal for Megalo or Teus or anything like that, you can just Mancrush it away. Against the Mirror Match, Gadgets, anything that searches, Fire Fists, and it put in so much work. I'm actually glad that I put in Triple Mancrush. I decided Mancrush over Debunk, due to the fact that like I could call like spell and trap cards if they search like off of like in Prophecy. If they search the spell books, then you can just get rid of them. So that's the deck profile. I'll just put some cards down here so you don't get bored. There we go. So overall, like I said, there were 10 Drowler Swiss and I went X4. I'll tell you my matchups now. Round 1 I went against Final Countdown. Tempest Magician puts in, I just burned him for game. And game 2 I got Cowboy for game, which is absolutely hilarious to be honest. And I mind crushed his Swift Scarecrow and he actually got rid of 3 copies, which was pretty funny actually. Round 2 I went against Macro Rabbit, I 2-1 that. I thought he was actually playing the Dino Fists, and then I obviously saw him going to Lagir and Dolker a lot. I've actually played against Dino Rabbit a lot in the past, so I know how to counter the deck with Prophecy. It's actually one of my favourite matchups to be honest, so I considered it more or less an easy win. Round 3 I went against Evil Swarm. He won game 1 and then I won games 2 and 3, just to the fact that Rivalry put in so much work, and game 3 he, like I said, he thought that I had a set down Penguin Soldier, so he actually Forbidden Dressed his Ophion before the battle phase. He attacked and obviously found out it was a DD Warrior Lady, so they both got banished, which means I could special summon the Priestess from hand and start pushing the game. Round 4 I went against Heroes. I 2-1 that matchup. I won game 1 just the fact that Priestess were just beaten down and Wisdom was protecting me from his back row. Game 2 he went full on OTK with Blade Armors and Excalibur and this, that and the other. And game 3 Fate just put in so much work and I big-eyed his Shining for game. Round 5 I actually got a feature match and I won my feature match against Firefist. I 2-0'd that. Game 1 he normal summoned his rabbit, which he'd already used, and he forgot that he had no targets left, which just means that I could just smash him down for game. And game 2 he set 2 and summoned a Thunder King. I went Dark Hole, he Lanced. I went Null Summon Breaker, he Bottomless, I Wisdom. Attack over his Thunder King. And then I just reborn his Thunder King and he had like 2 or 3 tankies in hand, so he could do absolutely nothing. I'm so glad that I actually reborned his Thunder King. He eventually Fiendish chained it, but all that means I could use my Magician and Secrets and Priestess and just push the game. Now round 6 I was actually on table 1 against Simon He, and this was a really close match. I absolutely loved this round. To face against Simon He, who is an absolutely amazing player, it was probably like one of the best matches that I've ever had in my career of Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest. And he won game 1. Maybe because I was a bit nervous and this and the other. Game 2 I won because I actually came back from really bad hands, and I came back from top decking and I managed to just get off Priestess and Threatening Rose, just put in so much work. And game 3 actually went into time and I almost won, but he was the final turn and he just got that last damage on me, but I didn't mind losing. And as soon as that match ended I looked round and we had an audience of about 100, 150 people, something like that, a good number. I don't know how many was there, to be honest. I was a bit overwhelmed, but I actually got a round of applause after that round, and my whole team was watching. A couple of people I knew, Jamie was watching. There was a good crowd watching us, and to get a round of applause after that, it actually meant so much, and it was a good feeling to the fact that I nearly had game, and to make a professional player like Simon He work his socks off meant that I actually did a pretty good job. So that was like I said, it was like one of the best matches I've ever had, and to get a round of applause meant a lot. So for the people who was there watching that match, thank you guys. It was pretty good. But to be honest, after that match, because I tried to work my socks off, I was absolutely knackered, and I was so tired after that my next 3 rounds I actually lost. To 2 gadget players, one of them being one of Jamie's friends, Joe, who is an amazing player, and that was a really, really good game, to be honest. The other gadget player, to be honest, he was a bit of a douche, but you can't help these players, and he had a Judd ruling favoured towards him. So I couldn't really do anything else. To be honest, I was too tired to argue, and the dude was just, like I said, being a bit annoying, so I wasn't complaining, but I was like, to go from like 5-0 to then 5-3, it was pretty disappointing, but you can't do anything. And then I actually played against round 9. I played against a Prophecy Mirror match, and there was actually the table that we was on, because there's like 3 matches on per table. There was a lot of Prophecy players actually on that table, and to be honest, because I was that tired, I just wanted to have fun with this one. Like, I knew I couldn't top, to be honest, so I just wanted to play for a bit of fun, and I wasn't really concentrating and stuff, but I was kind of enjoying the mirror match and talking about Prophecy, the whole deck, and about Yu-Gi tubing and that to the people on that table was pretty cool, to be honest. And I basically didn't try, and my opponent won, and I don't know if he topped, but it would have been pretty cool if it had topped. He was a really cool dude, and he does actually have a YouTube channel. The dude who's against, I've written it down, and I'll probably leave a link in the description to his channel. The channel name was Dunstable Duelist, so if you're actually watching this, then hello and thank you for a good match. And there's your shout out, bro. And the last round my opponent didn't turn up, so I did actually get to sit down and obviously get a free win. And because I was tired, I'm glad. So overall I did go 6-4. It was a really, really good event. Yeah, so like I said, that is how I did. Now on to a couple of shout outs and stuff like that. Shout out to Jamie the Kid, obviously he went down, and with Lisa and the whole crew, James, Joe, all of you lot guys. So glad to see you all again. It was absolutely amazing, like it just made the whole entire day. Shout out to Olinthio, all his boys came down, and basically it was just like a big reunion of all the people who I see at different events throughout the year, and we hardly get to see each other, to be honest, like because we do live quite a far way away from each other, and to meet up at events like this and see your old mates and this, that and other, and do some recordings and see them all again, it's a great feeling, and it's like what makes events really, really good and enjoyable, and it's why I go to these events, not only to play but to see people like that who I know. And congrats to actually Jamie, because he did come top at 16. He did really, really well, and I do actually have his deck profile, so do look forward to me uploading that. And we will actually be doing a live stream this Wednesday, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, with me, Jamie at Linfio, and some other special guests as well, doing kind of a recap of the whole Nationals event, and looking forward to next format. And yeah, like I said, overall it was a really enjoyable event. Me and my team did absolutely amazing, to be honest. None of us topped, but a couple of us was on the bubble, so we did really, really well. And like I said, the whole event was enjoyable. It was a great experience. I'm so glad that I went down, and yeah, that's all I have to say, guys. A couple of like I said, the shout outs, I'll leave link in the description below to their channels, this, that and other. Do look forward after this video to a lot more of the coverage that I did actually film while I was down there. I filmed a video log, I filmed the top 8 and top 4 matches. Me and Jamie both did that, so check out both of his channels for the top 8 and top 4 matches. Unfortunately they wouldn't let us record the finals, but that's fair dues, and congratulations to the winner, whose name was Tom, and he actually won with Mono Mermails. So congratulations to him. To all the subscribers and fans and people who are on the trade groups who know me, this and other, to all the people who I met down there, thank you for coming up and saying hello, and it was really nice meeting all you guys. And yeah, I signed a couple of cards, signed a couple of mats, this, that and the other, and it's a great feeling when people recognise you in an event hall. Obviously I had pink hair, so it's not hard to recognise me, but when people come up and say hello and, oh, you FuzzyXYZ, this, that and the other, it really means a lot. It's a great feeling, and it's making me carry on even more with my channel. A couple of weeks ago I did think about quitting, but when you have an experience like that, when somebody knows you or recognises you, it's a really great feeling. So thank you to all my subscribers, and thank you to all the people who recognise me there, and thank you to Konami for hosting a really good event. And that's more or less it, guys. I'm kind of babbling on here, so like I said, do look forward to the coverage. Check out mine and Jamie's and Olynthia's channel for some of the other coverage that we actually got this weekend. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. I hope you like my deck profile. Thumbs up this video if you want to see my Judgment Day version of this deck profile. It is done, it's right beside me here, so if you do want to see that, thumbs it up, and basically leave your comments in the descriptions, thumbs up on this video, and subscribe to my channel. See you later, YouTube.